is there anything that comes into your mind, like game planning wise? Do you have anything in mind, like offensive, like how so? Never mind then. I guess I'll play the game. I have to give space for Wraith Gang. Okay. Let's take a look in here. So this is a last pick Invoker, right? Last pick Invoker. So before you pick your Invoker, you already saw there are 4 heroes aside from Puck. So after you saw the Puck and then you're in here in the base, you should be thinking about what needs to be done in this game. Aside from what you mentioned that you wanted to give space to this Wraith Gang, what about your actual lane? Like, you're going to play against Puck in here, right? So look at the items that you're buying in here. Exert level 1. Okay. I mean, do you often go for Exert level 1 at Invoker? Because when it comes to the level 1 Exort on Invoker, chances are before level 2 you'll get bullied a lot. Like, people are trying to go for a trait, you know? Like the Puck. Puck is really good at trading. And what about this ward in here? Why it's in there?
30 seconds to battle.
Yeah. Because right now you're actually waiting in here. I actually like this Wraith King, like what he's trying to do in here. He's trying to go in here, like detect if someone will try to scout it, but I guess he will die. Gave her the first blood in there. Maybe he's trying to go back in here in the lane. Let's see it here one more time. Like, this is really stupid of the Wraith Kid. Like, people are going to check if this is warded. Like, they're going to go here, and if the tower attacks them, that means they have vision in here, or there's a hero standing in here. There are only 2 options in there. But here, this time, the Wraith King is actually here, and this is pretty standard, I could say. Like, someone will go here and then check this. And I don't know why this Wraith King is in here. 2.5k by the way, and that gave up the first blood. I guess he didn't expect it as well. I wore the same way over and over again. Well, you need to think about. You need to change that habit, because if you always plant an observer in here, even though there's no objective in here, it will not be useful. What is the main purpose of ward? The main purpose of ward is for vision, right? So with this observer ward, the vision will only provide you like only here, and then is there any potential gank that you are expecting? Why you actually go for here? There's no gank that will happen in the top lane, right? Look at their draft. It's Luna +1, possibly the Hoodwink or the Dark Willow, but to me, it feels like it's going to be Luna and then Dark Willow, Luna and Dark Willow, in the top lane, and then Elsie with the Hoodwink is actually much stronger. So in that sense, since for the most part, position 4 is actually the one ganking lanes, right? For the most part, position 4 is going to gank. And if you think about the enemy's draft, you should be wary about their stuns. So when it comes to the stuns, it's going to be Hoodwink. I think the same concept can be applied if the enemy have Mirana and Pudge position 4. Because they will really gank and try to be useful as early as possible, right? So might as well try to go for a ward that will scout them. So let's say Elsie has a support Mirana or Pudge. So it's way better if you plant Observer in here in the bottom river, so you can scout them if they roam to mid. But if here, the position 5 will not likely to roam to the mid lane, because he is position 5, and then he's possibly going to babysit the carry until he is fine in the lane. Right?
The battle begins.
It shows me where to get runes, because sometimes heroes come to secure it. I mean, yeah, you can easily you can still place observer in here and it will see the rune in here, but that's the point of the observer
The
word, to
greatest
scout
tragedy of
potential
our
ganks.
eon.
Here, I don't think they will gank from the top lane because they will be busy when it comes to the babysitting in here in the top lane. What is it? But in this case, they wouldn't just get it dewarded. Yeah, for sure, they'll not be able to deward it. But if the enemy actually decided to deward, it's actually one way of forcing the enemy to play in your hands, right? So let's see how it goes in here. Invoker level 1 expert. It's not so easy for you to actually last it, but maybe you can get away with it. And the puck already uses Q just to secure a millicrip in here.
Yours.
So yeah, it's so easy for you to deny because he already uses spells. There's another way that I can actually suggest in here when it comes to the Invoker level 1. There are people that will go for Quas and then Wex level 1 because it will actually help them to secure the range grip in the lane. They can go for EMP at level 1 or Quas at level 1. Quas for using it to the enemy hero and then zone them out and then last it. You can actually try to sunstrike the range grip as well just to secure the last hit, because in that way you will get like faster levels than the enemy mid laner because of the experienced battle. But yeah, last hit. All you need to do is just secure the range grips in here, and then deny it as well. Yeah, look at this block. It's actually really bad. That's the last hit. Plus, wait. Are you sure that you really want to push the lane right now? Because to me, based on what I'm seeing, or if it's me, I will actually try to hold the creeps in here. Try to hold the creeps in here, or even here. Like, drag the wave in here. Like, those two creeps, I will not let them come into my tower. Why? Because what will happen is that the lane is gonna be back to normal again. But if you have the two creeps in here and then you're just running around in here and then position them in here, you will have the advantage of the lane equilibrium. But now, here. That's it, yeah. Deny, nice. I mean, it's fine that you get the last hits under tower, but that's my point. Hello, Fear. I do, but not all the time. Sometimes I'm lazy. Lazy is not an excuse to me.
Dyer's bottom tower is under attack.
Same thing in here. If you control the lane right now in here, the lane or your range grip will be in here, or the melee grips in here. But what will happen in here is that you will be going to play like this, right? So what will happen in here? Let's see. Grip equilibrium is really important when it comes to the mid matchups. You need to master it, because what will happen is that if you have the advantage over the grip equilibrium, especially for range heroes, you are going to attack the enemy here. Let's say the puck is in here and then you are here. You are going to attack the puck from the high ground, and then if the puck will decide to fight you back or attack you back, there is a 25% of miss chance. So, like here, you should attack the puck right now, or deny the range creeps because of the miss chance that I've mentioned. And if that's gonna happen, you will win the battle of attrition, because the puck has bottle now, and then you have plus as a natural way of sustaining yourself in the lane. So this is a perfect scenario for the range heroes like you, that loves to farm or just hit creeps. Deny. Okay. Boots. Do you really want to go for boots first item in here? Since you're queuing for Hands of Midas, I mean, the movement speed in this lane is not really important. You can just go for gloves over boots. I guess the boots can help you dodge the puck's Q. I think, yeah, this is the only reasoning why I saw you going for boots, right? To dodge the pucks, illusory orb from the distance for sure. But the point is, since you're going to play Exort Invoker, just rush the gloves of haste. You're just going to hit creeps after all. Also for runes, I don't think it's gonna happen because you're using your Forge Spirits. I saw you micromanage the Forge Spirit to the top rune, and then denied it, right? So it doesn't make sense to me if you're going for boots and then just for the runes. Just go for the gloves, and then this 500 gold will actually help you in securing this hand of Midas early on. I don't think the patch will came like this time. So here, you cleared the wave, but what you gonna do in here? There's a lot of options that you can do. First is body block the creeps, or another thing is farm it in here. Farm the small camp. Or even use the, nah, it's not enough to stack in here. Yeah, you try to body block the creeps in here. Get your boots, Forge Spirit. You mess up your Forge Spirit right there. I like this play, like putting the stats into the backpack and then having the name.
My thrift rewarded.
And you actually missed the skill when it comes to LC. It's very late. If you're going to play Exort Invoker, you need to think about your team composition, especially the ones with stuns, right? So your team in bottom lane, they have Wraith King and then Vengeful Spirit, which is a really good setup for your Sunstrike to land. While the top lane has like Ogre and then Chan, only one stun, and then the Ogre is really reliant on mana, so I don't think it's gonna be easy for you to actually land the Sunstrike. So bottom lane is gonna be the easiest one for you to use the Sunstrike, but for some reason you actually missed it. Let's watch your perspective one more time. What you did in here is that you took the water rune and then just running. So here, at this point, you should be looking around the map since you already issued the command in here. Nell, look at here one more time. So here, you're going for runes. There's a lot of things that you can do right here, right now. First thing is that after you issued a command like move into this water rune, if it's me, I will look around the map, like look bottom, look the items, if they have consumables, or look around the your counterpart mid. So there's a lot of things that you can do aside from this. Like what you're gonna do in this situation is that you're just going to spam the right click in that rune, right? So look at here. You tried this, and then you even though you already issued a command in here, like Invoker will take it naturally, right? Because you already issued. You still keep on going, like right clicking in there. What you can try in here is that right click the water rune and then go for shift. Right click in here, like going back to the mid lane, and you have like 1 or 2 seconds to spend. You can look around the map, and this is what happened because of that. Since you focus too much on your hero,
My thrift rewarded.
LC died without you realizing it, right? If you look around the map like much earlier, you could actually help the Wraith King in there. Possibly he will not die. Possibly you'll be able to kill the LC first before they make the Wraith King very low. This is the difference between, or I mean, in my experience for sure. Remember when we played Party? Like last week or recently? You can tell that I'm very noisy, right? I've been giving a lot of info. The main reason is that I've been always looking around the map, especially if the opportunity allows it. So I just don't focus too much on my hero. If I know that my hero will go from point A to point B, My eyes are all over the map, looking for opportunities. So if you keep doing those things, like you played with other like 3-digit rank in the Immortal bracket, they're the one that is making calls, right? And then you're getting carried by them because they really know a lot. It's not that they know a lot, it's just they gather a lot of info in the same time as you. They just got more info than you do, and therefore they can easily make move around the map. So here, Hoodwink actually went to bottom, or actually went to mid. That means the Luna is alone in the top lane, right? So what you gonna do about it? You just went back to the mid lane, possibly Observer. Is there? I mean, there's no indication that it is warded, right? Because they didn't gank you. You just stayed in the lane and then they just killed you. And I don't know about that one. If the enemy is actually looking in your actual inventory, the puck will realize that you already placed an observer in there. See what I mean? If the puck is looking in your minimap when he is going to bottom, he already scouted your observer ward. And this is another thing. The enemy know that you TP to the mid lane. So since you TP to the mid lane, you're basically trapped in the mid lane. And that allows the puck to actually make move around the map. They know that the top lane is fine. I mean, Hoodwink actually left the Luna because they know that there's no kill potential on the Luna. So the puck just went to the bottom, and then you cannot do anything about it just to watch him do those moves, right? Because you're trapped in the mid lane when it comes to the TP. So here, let's review it one more time before you even TP'd. Let's review the situation in here. One more time. So you're dead for like 7 seconds in here, and then you know that the rune is going to spawn in a couple of seconds. So you're scouted in here as well. They have the catapult wave in the bottom in here, so they are really going to press the issue in bottom lane. In the mid lane, they can do the same thing as well, but people will react more in the mid lane since this is the most important tower in the game, or early game. So here, you don't know what kind of rune this puck has. You TP'd to the mid lane, and then you showed up. So this one gives them a signal to actually go in the bottom. Get the puck. Invoker is trapped in here, and then he's playing expert. The only thing that he can do is just Sunstrike. That's it. While you're happily farming in here, you did not even make a call that the puck is missing. And then, yeah, this is a really bad warding. And you're trapped in the mid lane. You can try to pressure this lane because you have the siege creep. But maybe if you have like Wex point in here for alacrity, maybe you can make it happen. And then save this lane. You have fortification. So you actually failed to make the best out of the situation that you're in. Since you're trapped in the mid lane, you kind of you want to go to the bottom, although it's gonna be too late for you because Invoker is very slow. If you just paid attention in here, let's say, fuck this, the puck is rotating and then I'm trapped in the mid lane. Just make the best out of it, and that is gonna be the pressure on the tower. So here, you're not actually paying attention to the catapult. This is the best thing that you can do at this point, since the puck is already making his move in here. Just accept the fact that you are trapped in the mid lane, and then this is the best thing that you can do. Damage the goddamn building. The enemy actually fortified because it's not because they're actually paying attention to you, it's because they're actually diving. So the creeps or the tower will hit the creeps, and then it will be tanky rather than the hero. If you fortified in here, or you can actually throw your body in here, you can really take a lot of damage in here when it comes to the tower building damage. It will really take a lot of damage, especially you're playing Exort, and yeah, you're going back and forth, really bad decision. And yeah, you need to know the things that your hero can do. Your Invoker Exort, right? Your Invoker Exort, it's not the greatest hero that can turn around a gank. If you're a Wex Invoker, yeah, you can easily take or counter gank the enemy, because the tornado is a really good spell for disengage and possibly ganking, you know. And look at you, while you're going for the Sunstrike, you're actually going around, which is not a good thing. Do you get my point, Nell? Like, it's only full minute, but there's a lot of things that you can work on.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Most Infi players does that walking. Yeah, so this is it's not just about the early game. You really need to pay attention when it comes to your TPs. The best example that I can give to you is that the games that we played, right? I'm really mad at you whenever you TP'd for no reason, right? I mean, potentially you can lose some creeps in the tower, but if you reserve your TP and then they gank bottom, you're going to help your team big time, because you're going to TP and then you can help them and then turn the tides when it comes to the gank. And yeah, 9 minutes you got your Sunstrike, your Midas, which is really nice. Nice Sunstrike. You managed to make him low, make her low. And yeah, maybe stack it first, 50. Stack it? Nah, it's fine as well if you don't stack it. I mean, you can clear it easily. What you can do in here, since you have like your Exart Invoker and then you have Wraith King, you can kill this and then stack it in here. I don't know why you're not stacking. You have Void Spirits and then your hero. Even your hero alone can take care of it, and then one Forge Spirit in here can stack. And then you went for Magic Wand. I mean, if you're going to play Magic Wand, possibly you will not get any charges in the lane, because it's almost 10 minutes in here, and then the laning stage is practically over, right? Magic Stick or Magic Wand in particular is really good early on, so you can build up the what you call it, the charges as early as possible. But if you're going for Magic Wand right now, maybe just go for different items. I would go for Raindrops because it's really good into the mid game, given that the enemy has a lot of magic damage. Clarities, yeah, for sure. You'll definitely need it. What's the item choice that you're gonna have in here in this game? Please don't go for Boots of Travels after this. What's your item gonna be? Itemization. I want to know. Midas Agonies. Holy shit. Why do you want to go for Agonies? If you will go for Agonims, it's only for the Cataclysm. It's only for the Cataclysm. Alright? It's only for the Cataclysm. And given, again, look around your draft. Okay? Look around your draft. You have single target stuns. You don't have something like Faceless Void, like Chronosphere. I wanna burst Puck if he gets stunned. Yeah, that can happen, but only if the LC is not behind the Puck and dispel the stun, right? That's possible. I would say that the Cataclysm is really is kind of bad in this game or in this situation. You can go for a different item route. I could go for even I'm actually thinking of going for Yule's Scepter. Yule's Scepter is good for defensive and then offensive part. You can go for Yule's and then set up your own kill with the Exort, Sunstrike, Chaos Meteor, Defeating Blast, or Cold Snap. You can easily set up a kill with the Yules. And then for defensive purposes, let's say this Dark Willow went for the Bramble Maze, went for the Curse Crown, or this guy dueled someone, and then you can Cyclone her up in the air. Eclipse as well. If you're getting Eclipse, you can use the Yule Scepter like defensively, and then here for Puck, you can actually try to break out of the Dream Coil if you're in the edge of the AOE with the break rages. You can try to Cyclone yourself, and then you can break it, or with the Silence of Puck as well, or anything. Dodge the Sharpshooter as well. There's a lot of things that you can do with the Yule Scepter in this game, aside from mana regen that you really need in this game. But Aghanims, I will not say that is a really good idea. I mean it's always good, but not in this draft. See it in here. If you have Yules, you could possibly dodge those things. And now you're going for BKB. That's a very early BKB, don't you think? So yeah, I'll go for something like Yule Scepter in here, or if you want to really kill the Puck, you can even try to go for Orchid, Hex, those kind of stuff. BKB is nice, but if the LC will be able to duel you, I don't think you can actually survive, and you don't have a point in Wex. This is one of the things that I really hate about Invoker players. Like the Forged Spirit will be 2, like when it comes to the spawn, once you got like level 4 on Quas and then level 4 on Exort. But at level 9, you can actually go for Wex early. Yeah, Orchid is really good for Puck, and then Puck will be forced to play like Yule Scepter. It's a really good catch, and then if you manage to Orchid the LC, she will not be able to dispel it by herself. So yeah, I will not go for BKB or Aghanims in this game early on. If you have a really good AoE stuns, something like Sand King, Faces Void, or anything with AoE stuns or Shaker, I will go for Aghanims. Because what will happen in here is that you're just going to burst someone with a Cataclysm, and the cooldown is 90 seconds. So imagine you're going to spend like 4.2k gold on your hero, and then you can only use it like every 90 seconds. It doesn't feel good. Cataclysm without setup is awkward. Yes, way too awkward. I really have no idea how will I play that game. I guess that's the main reason why you send this replay for the coaching, because you're really lost of the thought process of this is actually one of the big reasons why Faceless Void is getting picked after Invoker, because it's a guaranteed stun for Cataclysm. If you manage to land a good Chronosphere, even the Invoker is not in the vicinity, you can just throw the Cataclysm way too easily, right? Look at here, you even used the Cataclysm right there. You didn't even bother to look with the TP duration thing. Axe Invoker, also good combo. Yeah, I mean, just any hero that has a really good stun. Like ground spells. Axe, the call is not dispellable, which is really huge. Same thing with the Chronosphere. Tidehunter, it's another combo. But yeah, with this hero or with this lineup, Vengeful? Wraith King? Ogre? I will not go for it.
Fortified with 12 important
But Enigma is really bad at the moment. So look what you're doing right now. Now you spend 4.2k gold and then
Radiant's bottom tower.
it's a way better, or it's kind of TP, you know, 80 seconds cooldown. That one is 90 seconds cooldown. But the stun of your team is really low cooldown. Let's take a look with their stuns. Their setups basically. 14 seconds cooldown, 10 seconds cooldown, 8 seconds cooldown. So they have a very high uptime, and then you on the other hand cannot really follow, right? So if your team is low cooldown kind of thing, and then you're playing Invoker, just go for the regular Sunstrike. Go for another item that can really achieve it. Yules, Orchid, you know? Those, or even Blink Dagger and then Travels, those items will really achieve much compared to these Aghanim's. You can even go for Vessel in here, because I believe there's no one that has Vessel. Although the LC can pretty much dispel it, but if you can go to the LC first, he will not be able to dispel it. Thanks for the follow, PC George Chachan. I just realized it. So the LC is actually look at here. Yeah, it's so easy for them to dodge it. It does 0 damage. Look at here. It does 0 damage, if I'm not mistaken. All dodged. 4.2k gold, man, and then 90 seconds, and then it's all for nothing. Right? All for nothing. Travels. I don't like Travels as well. Early on. Because your team is going to play together. I don't think Travels. Since you're playing with the champ, might as well take advantage of the auras that he is providing. Like he got the Helm of the Armor Blade, right? Fucking 4.2k gold, and then it does 0 damage. 20 minutes into the game. You lost one fight, and then they took Roshan. That's how strong the enemy lineup is, if they're completed. And then even if you buy back in there, you will not be able to contest it. This is every Invoker in my pick. Yeah, I know, man. It's fine. Don't take it personally, Mel. If we are going to make fun of your Invoker, I mean, it's in your past, right? I'm sure it's not gonna happen. Look at this fuck, he's really diving. Sunstrike actually killed him, but if you go for Cataclysm in there, I mean, it's an overkill for sure. My does. Puck is gone. You should try to push together, like especially mid. What are you doing? Push mid. No Puck. Go for Puck. Go for the tower. Nah, Puck is going to respawn. This is a very what the fuck is this? Maybe the Vengeful didn't realize that the Wraith King is not in there, because the Wraith King should be the one in the front, and then the Vengeful can do the same. But Vengeful, yeah, it's a snowball effect now. I mean, that's how Invoker game always. Sometimes you know what to do. Sometimes you're target. Alright. I mean, this is the last pick Invoker, so I was really hoping that you really know what needs to be done in this game, like the build, you know, all those things considered. Okay, that's a really nice Chaos Nature, because you know that they're all missing and then they're coming to you. So.
If Axe was a tower, he would never fall.
So they're true. He's really forcing things out. He's still level. Yeah, I got BKB, but the enemy actually has the ages. Look at you, look at you. Let's go back, let's go back. So here the Wraith King is just going here like brainless, but it's actually a bait. This is actually a good thing about Wraith King. You cannot easily throw all of your spells to it because he got rid of them. And then here, LC duo. If I'm the LC in there, I will go to the Invoker because you have the damage. Right? Okay, BKB, you're dead. Okay. For the longest time now, based on my observation, you're not checking the items of the enemy. You are not checking the items of your enemy. So you are getting surprised by those items that they got, like BKB on the Luna now.
Too good for you, Astarion.
LC playing in there without inhibition, although this fight is really stupid to begin with. Like, if I'm not mistaken, you went for smoke play right here. Did you actually go for smoke play in here? No, it's not. You're just chasing this fairy. So the enemy saw that the enemy saw your positions, right? So the enemy is kind of ready to take that fight. If I were you in here, I would not go. Hoodwink use the ulti, and then this Luna is going to use the Eclipse. And then here, actually, Puck scouted you, and then possibly he's not seeing you in here. But the moment that you revealed your position, if I'm the fucking LC in here, I will go to you instead of the Wraith King. Wraith King has nothing. So why would the LC will go on the Blink duo to the Wraith King, knowing that you already have your Lincoln or your Aghanims for quite some time now, and then you already revealed your position when the Puck came in here. If I'm the LC in there, I will not go to the Wraith King. I'll go to 2. How is this Invoker not dying? He has no Lincolns. The enemy is just bad, man. They're not finding the Invoker. They love going on the Wraith King, even though he had like Reincarnation and BKB. Maybe the enemy is not checking the item as well. All the enemy. Look at this LC. He's going for you this after, not BKB. Wraith King always wanna go there. Yeah, it's not gonna achieve much because your draft, you need to play together as a team, especially that you have Chen. Chen is a really great aura provider, especially when it comes to the heal, and then his dominated creeps is really good. But if you're going to dive like this, it's not gonna be helpful. You're just hurting yourself. So I feel like I've seen enough in this game. The game will be just played as it is. Let's see your perspective. See it right here. I want to know if you're going to scout the items of your team or your enemy, at least once. So here, Tornado. Smoke. Although you just showed in the mid lane and then you immediately smoked, it's so easy to predict your movement. And then, yeah, Wraith King is getting kited, and then they know that you're possibly behind him. Wraith King first life. Yeah, he has BKB. Luna BKB. Oh fuck that swap, bro. It's a really bad swap on the Vengeful. Look at you. You cannot use this Agonist at all. Ah, you're going to die. Easy. GG. And now you're checking the items of your team when you are dead, which is not a good habit. If you know that the call of the teammate is bad, might as well ignore that call, okay? Or tell your team that it's gonna be stupid if we are going to make smoke play right now. Look at this Chen. He's actually mad about it because why the Wraith King is actually going in there. I'm puzzled, so I just listen. Well, it's the same thing like peer pressure, right? You have someone like your friend or your barkada or whatever you call it, your buddy or anything. And then let's say you're not a drinker, you're not a smoker, but since you are in that group circle of friends, and they're trying to to invite you into smoking or drinking. If you drink, it's still your fault. If you get addicted, it's still your fault. It's just the how the peer pressure works. Regardless of what the people will say to you, it still depends on you if you will go or not. You always need to think about what's the good thing about yourself. You know? What's the good thing for your invoker in this game? You know? You are farming your Lincoln Sphere for what? Like 4-5 minutes, and then the team is forcing fights. If that's gonna happen, you should tell your team that wait for my Lincoln Sphere at least. You know, you're a core. You should tell them what you feel like. So yeah, this game is over. And yeah, you're not checking the items of the enemy or your team. It's not a good habit. No. You can listen, but you should not follow orders. You need to judge them if it's good or bad. If that's gonna make you win the game or not. Don't blindly follow. What if I say you should eat shit right now? You know, since you don't know what to do, maybe you're going to follow me. But no, it's not gonna happen. You know, in a proper word, it's not gonna happen. So don't give in to the pressure of your team. You always need to look for the better of your team, of yourself. I will for you, coach. Lol. Stop fooling yourself. You know it's not gonna happen. So yeah. Do you have any questions to me, Nell? Any questions in mind? Because if you don't have any questions, I'll just summarize. And you can always visit the Twitch channel to rewatch the whole video, the coaching thing. Some little things. I mean, not because those things are little or basic, it doesn't mean that it's actually easy. What I'm trying to say is that the difference between the low ranking Immortal and high ranking Immortal is the emphasis on very little things. Those little things that we talk about, we really value it. Little things, yeah, sure. So just keep those in mind and then try to not commit the same mistakes. When it comes to the last pick, you should know already, like, what do you want to do in this game. And you just need to always play around your team. You are in the Immortal bracket already. You're not something like Crusader, Herald, or Guardian that it's going to be 1 versus 9. Dota 2 in Divine and then Immortal bracket, it's going to be 5 versus 5. Like, play around your team. Cataclysm, when you only have like single target stun, it's not gonna happen. Wanted to create space but go for Aga. Yeah, it's kind of stupid, by the way, because you're not going to create space when it comes to the Aghanim's, because it's 90-second cooldown, right? It's 90 seconds cooldown. I don't think the enemy will wait for another 90 seconds or Cataclysm for them to make a move. So yeah, what should we do in that game? I mean, there's a lot of things that you could work on in that game. For sure, the biggest weakness of you when it comes to the mid game to late game, is that you are not checking the inventory of your team and the inventory of the enemy. You don't have an idea. If you are playing from behind or if you're playing in a lead. You don't know if you're supposed to be aggressive or you're supposed to be defensive. So checking the items will actually solve the issue. And yes, if you're going to farm an item, might as well wait for it. In that sense, your power or your team fight potential is gonna be much higher. The partner thing also plays you in disadvantage on playing classic. Yeah, for sure. But it's still not gonna change that Dota 2 is a team game. In our team, we are fighting against each other, having conflicts, internal conflicts. Well, that's tough. The game is really hard if you started playing or fighting against each other. But the best thing that you can do is actually mute people. Wraith King versus Chen. I cannot blame the Chen though, because the Wraith King is making the Chen useless. When I say that the Wraith King is making the Chen useless, look at the items of your Chen. Helm, Overlord, Mech, and the spells, especially here.
A fulfillment
Divine
of a
Favor,
prophecy.
Penitence. Hand of God is global, but you know the aura that the Chen is providing is being useless because you guys are so far from Chen, like the Wraith King. So it's natural that the Chen will be mad because he's very useless. Don't you guys go strict solo matchmaking? When it comes to the classic rank, here it doesn't allow. It's only applicable to rank rolls in here, roll queue. So yeah, any questions? Because I'm going to do another coaching session